Our next question comes from viewer Pat Downey. Pat writes, many years ago, peregrine falcons were released in downtown Denver. What was the result of the experiment? Are there any peregrines living in downtown Denver now? Pat, we sent Steve Steger in search of an answer.
I started with the trip to the basement. If this thing really happened, you better believe the good folks at 9 News would have covered it. Apparently, this release happened in 1988 and 1989 when they recorded things on something called 3/4-inch tape, which we can't play back anymore. But former 9 News anchor Mike Landis did produce this gem, updating the Falcons story back in 1993.
It was back in the late 80s when Denver got crazy about peregrines. Dozens of us got sore necks peering up at a building where 10 endangered peregrine chicks were cared for and fed by wildlife workers. The hope, once they got their wings, the bird would someday return to downtown and nest in some skyscraper, a man-made substitute for nature's canyons. We watched and waited, and the birds did hang around for a few months, and then they took off. And except for one brief sighting, they never returned. For a while today, it looked like maybe they had. This is the new Coors Field construction site, and just across the way, atop the not-so-high 5-story student movers building, a mama and her baby. The sounds of a baseball field going up didn't seem to faze them in the least, and some old bricks do just fine as a nest. The construction workers who found them thought sure that Denver's peregrines had returned, but wildlife officers did some checking, and no such luck. They're common nighthawks. Denver's peregrines are still out there, somewhere.
The dulcet tones of Mr. Mike Landis, everybody. So what's happened since then? Are there falcons in downtown Denver? Colorado Parks and Wildlife says maybe. Peregrines love nesting in high places like cliffs and skyscrapers. Denver has a few of those. They also like pigeons and rock doves. That's what they tend to feed on. We have plenty of those on the 16th Street Mall. But here's the deal. We know they sometimes hang out downtown, but we don't know if they're actually buying real estate.
There are definitely sightings of peregrines. At this point, we don't know of an actual breeding pair, but that is not to say that there isn't one. But we don't know of a breeding pair from those hacking efforts, or even, from other wild birds coming into the area.
The good news in all of this, peregrine falcons were once considered in danger, hence the whole experiment. But their populations have bounced back, including here in Colorado.